My name is Tracy Stewart. I'm the Senior Director for Outreach and Recruitment at ASPPH. I'm excited to host today's session with you. We have an exciting lineup. Just so you, let's see, it's not. A few housekeeping items before we get started. So how today's going to work, every school or program is going to have 5 minutes to present to you, and then we are going to have a general chat. So if you want to use the chat feature to send in your questions, we'll be watching for that. And then in an hour, we will open up breakout rooms so you can go around and talk to each individual school or program and ask your questions. Just so you know, you can change the video layout to active speaker view and gallery view, and you can hide non-video participants. So this is how you do that. So I'll leave this open for a minute in case you need to familiarize yourself with Zoom. Okay, but for our lineup for today, we have Boston University School of Public Health, Michigan State University Master of Public Health Program, Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine Program in Public Health, St. Catherine University Public Health Program, University of Maryland School of Public Health, University of Minnesota School of Public Health, and University of New England Graduates Program in Public Health. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over now to Michigan State University.
Thank you. Can everyone see my screen okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kiosha Corder, and I am the Recruitment and Practicum Coordinator for the Master of Public Health Program at Michigan State University. Thank you for taking the time out today to learn a little bit more about the online program here at MSU. I want to start with where to find us at on social media. We are on most social media platforms and somewhere or the other at MSU Public Health or MSU Pub Health. So go to our sites, like us, and follow us. We greatly appreciate it. And you can learn a little bit more about public health here at Michigan State University. So let's talk about MSU by the numbers. We are an entirely online asynchronous program. That means that for like that working professional, you're not forced to be in a class at a certain time. Our structure is for the busy lifestyle of someone who wants to go to school or has a family but needs that education, or for that graduate who's just fresh out and looking for a different layout for their education. So our delivery is 100% online. We have over 700 graduates in our program who've either gone through our 43 credit MPH program or our 18 credit core courses certificate program. So there are two ways that you can graduate from our program, with the MPH or certificate. And we'll kind of go over that class structure a little bit later. And currently we have over 200 students eligible to enroll in our program. And if those students decided they wanted to go full-time, they could be done with our program in 5 semesters, but you do have that option to go part-time as well. So you have some flexibility. I just want to talk about the application process really quick, because this is a very condensed version of the PowerPoint that I usually do. We have 3 admission semesters for fall, spring, and summer, with the deadlines there on your screen. And I like to let attendees know that we do a holistic review of the application material. So you submit a bunch of information and you think only part of it counts, or they only review certain parts of it, but our admissions committee takes a holistic review, looking at all your application materials. So if something doesn't meet their expectation, they're looking for other parts of your application material to make that up. Application requirements, they're on the screen: official transcripts, letters of recommendation, personal statement, resume, CV. If you scan that QR code, it'll give you some more information. This is our current model. So it kind of gives you the courses that you have to take within our program. It's 15 classes, 43 credits. And here outlines the core discipline certificate with the core courses and your foundational courses. Academic advising, top notch here at MSU. We do one-on-one personal communication and guidance. You have a faculty mentor all the way through the program, and we give all students the APHA student membership. It's part of the high touch wraparound services that we offer here at the program. So from the beginning to the end, beyond graduation and more, we stay in touch with you and we provide you with the tools that you need to graduate in our program and be successful. Tuition, about $725 per credit hour. So you're looking at around $30,000 plus fees. And that certificate is even less. We're looking at about $13,000 per for the 18 credits. Don't forget about your scholarships, the FAFSA, your veteran benefits. We are currently offering an application fee waiver. If you have any questions, I went over everything pretty quick, but we have this wonderful division of public health that I can talk about and all the research and scholarships that are offered there, as well as some of the work of our professors. I didn't include all that information because I want you to stop by and ask me questions. But if you do have any questions outside of this conversation that we're going to have later on, please feel free to give us a call at 810-600-5601. Or reach out to us. You scan that QR code, it'll take you straight to our website. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Next up, you're going to hear from Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine and Program of Public Health. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for the very kind introduction. Just a moment while I pull up the slides. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was a very kind introduction, and I did promise I would refrain from any Big Ten trash talking. So we'd like to encourage you to consider taking your career in a Northwestern direction and examining the Master of Public Health program at one of the nation's more highly ranked universities. This is an all online program, and you'll be grateful for that because downtown Chicago is lovely. This is exactly what it looks like, actually. You can see north along the lake from the downtown campus, the undergraduate campus, law school, and business school are up on the Evanston campus. The degree components include core, concentrations, elective, and defined professional experiences. I'll go through each of these quickly with you. The applied practice experience is embedded work with one of our community partners. I'll give you some examples of those in a moment, including the production of products for public health and work with a public health organization in the city of Chicago. There's also a culminating experience, an analytically oriented project with a deliverable with a defined mentor. It can be done at Northwestern or with our community partners, done over several months, and represents a pulling together of all of the work done during the MPH program. There are generalist, community health research, epidemiology, and global health concentrations. Generalist is suited for a wide variety of students, gives you a broad skill set, and gives you tremendous flexibility to choose the electives broadly at Northwestern University. Community health research will conduct and apply specific research to positively impact the communities at our funded program in community health, specifically with identifying issues and equity in communities and working closely with stakeholders.
Hey, Andrew.
The
I'm
epidemiology.
sorry to interrupt. I think we might be seeing the wrong slides or they're not advancing.
They are advancing on my screen.
We're seeing MPH Director's Vision.
Whoops, you are seeing the wrong thing. Let me share again.
That looks right.
Can you see the slide entitled concentration
Yes.
requirements?
Perfect. Sorry.
Thank you. The epidemiology requirement includes intermediate, advanced, program for statistical analysis, and infectious disease epidemiology, cancer, and cardiovascular. Our funded Center of Preventive Medicine hosts several large epidemiologic registries, including MESA and ARIC. Global health includes an international public health experience with our funded Buffett Center for International Global Health. The program can be completed full-time or part-time. The full-time program is typically a 12-month program, and a part-time program is typically 2 years up to 5 years, depending on how your courses are scheduled and what you have going on in your life at the time. You can take up to 5 years to complete the full MPH degree. The applied practice experience will help you work with an established partner in the city of Chicago in the community, working on a meaningful program in conjunction with them. The culminating experience will be done with a faculty member on an ongoing project with a wide variety of deliverables. For example, I'm the mentor for one of the students in the culminating program, and she's working with me on qualitative research on the ethics of artificial intelligence and machine learning in acute care for stroke based upon an NIH grant that's currently funded. There's a wealth of funded faculty that have tremendous projects that are needed students. Graduates have gone on to a wide variety of roles elsewhere in Chicago and worldwide. Many of our graduates also go on to medical school or other graduate professional programs. A baccalaureate is required no later than June 20th, and of course for epidemiology, you typically want college-level statistics or calculus. Strong applicants will typically have an undergraduate GPA of 3.5 or higher, or some professional work experience. You can apply to our program through SOFIS, include a statement of purpose, minimum of 2 letters, your transcript, and as an option, you can use the GRE, or for pre-medical students, the MCAT. The application deadlines are coming soon, and the deadlines start for summer and fall here. If you have any questions, contact the chat. I look forward to seeing you in the chat room soon. If you have any questions, you can email us at pphadmissions@northwestern.edu. Our website is at publichealth.northwestern.edu. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. I will now pass the wand to St. Kate's.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm just going to get my screen ready to go. There we go. Can everybody see my screen, Master of Public Health and Global Health?
Yes.
Thank you. Just want to confirm. Well, thank you. Thanks so much, Andrew. So I am from St. Catherine University. My name is Christine Bengren. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for all of our public health programs. So our School of Public Health has Community Health Worker Certificate Program. We have a Bachelor's of Public Health, as well as our Master of Public Health and Global Health. And that's what I'm talking about specifically today. But if you have questions about the other programs, feel free to let me know. I'm in charge of all of them. So why St. Kate's? There's obviously a lot of schools here that are all wonderful. Ours is just a big 2 things that are really important to us: a social justice focus that is huge here at St. Kate's, as well as we really focus on the global health concentration. We have an extremely diverse student body and our faculty, and it's an interprofessional approach. So you would also be taking classes from different aspects of the school. So there's a holistic health approach. You're going to be working with the education department. So there's an interprofessional approach. We have very small class sizes. On average, it's about 8 would be small, 15 would be large and unusual. It's probably around 10 to 12 on average. And obviously, you can read the rest. But our faculty are connected to the field, research, and current topics. Great deal of research going on. Obviously, we are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, and MPH is accredited by the Council of Education for Public Health. So our program of study it's a 44 minimum credit, and we break it down over 2 or 3 years. If you need to spread it out more, you sure can, but our basic structure is a 2 or 3 year program that I'll show in a little bit. This is a hybrid program. So we have primarily online courses. However, there are some evening classes on campus here in our St. Paul campus in Minnesota. This is extremely important to our faculty to have that one-on-one in-person contact with our students. So we do continue with a hybrid approach. Core components, and I'm going to go through each one of these, is classroom curriculum, practicum experiences, international field placements, and your capstone project. Core course, this would be for everybody. You can obviously read these, but the big focus is global public health, epidemiology, international perspectives, global health policy, and social and behavioral health theories and applications. Global health, you're going to start to move a little bit more fine into design and implementation of global health programs, monitoring and evaluation, and ethics and human rights. And then more specific, you're going to get into a couple types of electives. This is where you could really fine tune your experience for the program that you want it to be. And we'll talk about each of these as we move it into that really specific thing that you're looking for. So you're going to choose 2 skill-based electives as listed here. And you'll choose 3 topic-based electives. And this is where you can get very specific with your program and make it your own. And then when you get into your practical experiences, you will do a 200-hour experience, typically during summer semester. You can choose, and I'll kind of go through each one of them. You can choose local, if you want to stick around here in Minnesota, international, and I'll show you the map. We are all over the world. Or you can also, thanks to the pandemic, do virtual international opportunities. That became a thing in 2020 and 2021. This past summer, 2022, was our first time going back out internationally in person. So we do have, for those opportunities, of the virtual international opportunities too. Typically, you're working on a project and you're meeting virtually with a body out in international world. It's pretty cool. And I'll show you some of those. So local practicum experiences, if you're around this area, Wayside Recovery Center and WellShare are 2 local businesses that work with our different families. So Wayside Recovery is working with substance abuse clients, and then WellShare International works with refugee community here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. International, we had folks working with Child Family Health International, addressing malnutrition through infrastructure development, and then Western African AIDS Foundation. And then our virtual practicum experiences, we had a couple of students this year working with in Romania and India, but they were right here in Minnesota. And they were able to connect with the communities out there virtually. So you are required to do 1 experience with a middle or low income country, and it can be fulfilled through your 200-hour practicum experience. And then you'll do a capstone project. This is intended to be a synthesis and integration of all the knowledge and skills in a culminating experience. You will choose the project with your faculty advisor that meets your needs. And there's just some examples of capstone. I'm happy to share these with anybody that's interested. Just as a quick look, a 2-year program typically looks like 3 classes per term. And a 3-year program looks at like 2 classes per term. So if you're trying to think how to spread that out, we do have students who do a 4 or 5. It's up to you, but we try to make it straightforward for working adults. Admission requirements, a bachelor's degree. There are a couple prerequisite courses: lab-based sciences, statistics. Need a personal statement, current resume, 3 professional or academic recommendations, and official transcripts, obviously. Anticipated GPA should be 3.0 or above, but you can write a GPA explanatory statement. No GRE is required. And for questions, again, I'm happy to share this afterwards. If you're interested in coming and visiting, you can contact me for application or admissions. If you have specific information about the program, Kari Hartwig is our program director. She's absolutely amazing and loves talking to students who are considering the program. Thank you for your time. The next presenter is going to be from the University of Maryland. I'm going to stop sharing. All I have to do is figure out how to do that. There it is. There you go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Britt Saxvig. I'm the Director of Graduate Student Services at the University of Maryland School of Public Health. And I'll be talking about our graduate programs at the school. The School of Public Health is on the College Park campus of the University of Maryland, and we're a land-grant university and the state's flagship university. The University of Maryland is in the top 10 of US publicly funded schools of public health, and we're the only school of public health at a state institution here in Maryland. We offer 13 master's, 8 doctoral, and 4 graduate certificate programs at the school, and we're the most racially and ethnically diverse college on the UMD campus, with over 50% students of color in our graduate programs. Our school strives for inclusivity in all that we do. Our faculty are actively involved in leading research, education, policymaking, and service in Maryland, nationally and globally. And students gain valuable experience working with faculty and getting involved in hands-on research and community-based experiences through our 4 school-wide research centers and 5 department-based research centers. And one of the things, we talk about is what sets us apart. I think one of the things that sets the University of Maryland School of Public Health apart is our location, which is a short metro ride from the nation's capital, giving us access to leading health research, policy, and advocacy organizations at which our students can get unparalleled hands-on experience and a competitive advantage. And again, we call this the Maryland experience. And as you can see from this map, our students are finding internships and job opportunities throughout the region. And these are just some of the example organizations where our students have gone for their internships. And, from local and state health departments, as well as the federal government, military agencies, international NGOs and agencies, nonprofits, and community-based organizations, professional organizations, private industry, and legislative bodies. We have a 100% placement rate for MPH, MHA, and MS graduates, which includes both employment and continuing on in their education. Our MPH graduates are working in a variety of sectors, including the federal, state, and local governments, international, national, and community-based nonprofit organizations, and academic institutions and for-profit agencies. Our MPH alumni are data analysts and emergency preparedness coordinators, health services researchers, quality assurance specialists, program managers, research statisticians, epidemiologists, consultants, administrators, and researchers in Maryland, in the US, and globally. We also have a 100% placement rate for our PhD graduates who are acting as postdoctoral fellows, faculty and lecturers in academic institutions, and in the federal government agencies such as the National Institute of Minority Health and Health Disparities and the FDA. We also have graduates who are in senior leadership positions, as well in nonprofits, healthcare, and for-profit organizations. So we offer 9 MPH specializations. Each of our MPH programs are 45 credits, which includes 6 core courses, an internship or practical experience, and a capstone project. Our programs are flexible. We have full-time and part-time student capability, as well as evening classes for many of our courses. We also have 3 online MPH programs. Our other master's programs include the Master of Health Administration, which is offered online, an MS in Environmental Health Sciences, and our dual MPH with a master's in Community Planning. We offer 7 doctoral programs as in the School of Public Health and 1 joint PhD program with the Department of Mathematics. And so here are some admissions highlights. I won't read the whole slide, but we have waived the GRE requirement, or they're optional for our MPH programs and many of our master's programs. The only programs that do require a GRE are 2 of our PhD programs, the Health Services Research PhD and the PhD in Epidemiology. All other programs that the GRE is waived or optional. For our programs that are in SOFIS, there's a 2-part application process. The first is a SOFIS application, which is the primary application, and then a supplemental University of Maryland graduate school application is required. We do conduct a holistic review of our applicants, and the application materials include transcripts, letters of recommendation, a statement of purpose, resume or CV, and then there are specific program requirements that applicants can find on our website and through our graduate catalog. And we encourage applicants to make sure that they do check out if there are any specific program requirements for the application. For international students, WES evaluation is required for the SOFIS application, as well as copy of original transcripts with a literal translation for the University of Maryland supplemental application, and then English proficiency requirements are also apply. And I mentioned earlier the 2-part application process. So the programs that are in SOFIS that have a 2-part application process are the master's, the MPH and the MHA, and the MS in Environmental Health Sciences. And then the PhD programs include Behavioral and Community Health, Environmental Health Sciences, Epidemiology, Health Services Research, and Maternal and Child Health. The other programs that we have at the School of Public Health only have a 1-part application that's directly through the University of Maryland graduate school system. And so that's our presentation. Our admissions team are myself and Lana Duarte. And if you want to reach out to us, our email is provided here, as well as our link. And we look forward to talking to you later on. And now I'm going to pass it off to University of Minnesota.
Thank you, Britt. I hope everybody can hear me and see my slides.
Yeah.
Great. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. My name is Dan Chang. I am the Associate Director of Recruitment and Admissions for the University of Minnesota School of Public Health. And so from my presentation, just wanted to give you kind of a little bit of a lay of the land of where we're located. I'm glad to be on a session with another Minnesotan with Northwestern. So you already heard a little bit about Minnesota there, but the University of Minnesota system consists of 5 campuses across the state of Minnesota. The School of Public Health is located on the flagship Twin Cities campus in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Nestled around the scenic Mississippi River, the Minneapolis campus sits under the shadow of the sparkling downtown skyline. The nearby St. Paul campus is home to rolling green space and historic architecture. Minnesota's diverse climate, ecosystems, and large immigrant and indigenous populations provide a rich and meaningful environment for public health learning and practice. When it comes to working with communities, we have long embraced the notion of engagement rather than outreach, knowing that we have as much to learn from our communities as they have from us, and that real strength comes from true partnerships. Our heritage of hard work and resourcefulness continues to fuel creativity and problem-solving mentality. As the birthplace of HMOs and home to many of the nation's top healthcare organizations and medical device innovators, there is a natural underlying current of health awareness and action across the state. The state of Minnesota strives to put health at the forefront of all decisions. Our work emphasizes a multidisciplinary, multidimensional approach to public health. A long and close partnership with the state health department, one of the best in the country, gives our students on the ground experience and allows our faculty to work with colleagues in the field. So to give you a lay of the land in terms of our programs, the School of Public Health is divided across 4 academic divisions. The Division of Epidemiology and Community Health focuses on disease and health in various populations. our faculty and students examined the distribution, cause, and prevention of diseases and how human behavior affects overall health. So in my slides, I'll just kind of show you you'll see the degrees in the programmatic areas there. In the Division of Health Policy Management, students will learn from faculty who are reshaping and improving the rapidly changing healthcare environment. From influencing access to care to determining how a healthcare system is structured, policy and leadership play a strong role in public health and programs, and this division will prepare you to be a leader in the field. The Division of Environmental Health Sciences focuses on environmental and occupational health concerns, from investigating hazards in our environment to establishing the basis for public health policy. And finally, the Division of Biostatistics focuses on the development of statistical methods for biomedical research. Through this division, we collaborate with university research partners on projects involving HIV/AIDS, heart and lung disease, cancer, neuroimaging, and many other clinical disciplines. So in this division, you'll find an MS and PhD in biostatistics, but you'll also find our brand new MPH in public health data science. This program will equip students with data management, manipulation, analysis, and communication skills that will allow them to contribute to designing, understanding, and implementing public health efforts in the future. We echo a lot of the same application components as the other schools have presented, so I won't go over that with us. I'm happy to answer questions in our breakout session, but specifically at the University of Minnesota School of Public Health, there's no GRE that is considered in the application evaluation. So it's not just not optional, it's not considered. So for any of our master's or doctoral programs. And that wraps it up for me. So there's my information on screen again. Please stop by my breakout room if you have more questions about our application process. So thank you for your time. I will now pass it over to my colleagues over at the University of New England grad program in public health.
Great, thank you, Dan. Can everyone see and hear me okay here?
Yes, it is there you go. That's great. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you. Well, thank you all for joining us today. My name is Holland Wegner, and I work with the enrollment team here at UNE Online, and I'd like to introduce you to our graduate programs in public health, where students can advance their career and change the world. There are a few program highlights that we wanted to go over. Our program is offered 100% online, with no campus visits required. We are also a fully asynchronous program here, essentially meaning that you just never have to be logged into your computer at any particular time of day and can complete your coursework on your own time. There is no GRE required for admission. Students who've taken the GRE, they're welcome to submit their scores to help supplement the application. However, it's not something required from an admissions standpoint. Students have the opportunity to choose from our customizable generalist track, or they can also focus their degree in either epidemiology or health education. Our faculty consists of renowned practitioners, researchers, and educators from really diverse backgrounds within the field of public health. We also offer a strong networking forum for students within the program to connect them and create a sense of community. Our curriculum is career-oriented here as well to prepare students for the public health workforce. We want to just highlight a few of our scholar practitioners here. These are just a few examples. You can find a full list of our faculty and staff, including their credentials and bios on our website. As you will see, our scholar practitioners come from a variety of backgrounds within the field of public health, including infectious disease epidemiology, employee health and safety, as well as global health. Here you will see some of our student body, which displays really the global reach of our program and where they live. And our flexible online format truly allows students to learn from anywhere at any time. Our program offers personalized support as well as academic advising, and our enrollment counselors and student support specialists here are available to assist students with selecting their textbooks and other course materials, We're also here to help guide you through the registration process and assist you with course mapping to help navigate the curriculum. We help students to navigate the online learning platform, Brightspace, where you will access your courses. We offer a strong academic advising component here, and advisors provide expertise in subject matter and profession. They can also help students in selecting electives appropriate to your specific career goals and aspirations in public health. They're a resource to provide professional mentoring to students as well as alumni, and they connect students with additional experts within the public health program. We are a fully CEF accredited program, and the program culminates in a practicum experience. You'll see here some of the sites where our students and alumni have completed their APE worldwide, and this again highlights the global reach of our program. Another really unique opportunity within our program is a cross-cultural immersion experience hosted in Ghana. This program is offered once a year, and it includes a multidisciplinary team of UNE students and faculty, as well as Ghana health service professionals and Ghanaian community health workers. Students are able to interact virtually or travel directly to take part in Ghana, West Africa. And this opportunity can also be utilized to fulfill the applied practice experience requirements. We do accept federal financial aid for those who qualify, and the first step is to fill out the FAFSA using UNE's school code listed here. There's a lot of information on this page, so for additional information and guidance, you may contact one of our enrollment counselors and they will be able to further assist you. UNE Online offers 6 start dates per year, and we are currently accepting applications for our upcoming spring 2023 terms. The next available start date is the spring A term, with courses beginning January 4th, right after the holiday break. The application deadline for the spring A term is November 28th. And here we've highlighted Shannon, who's one of our enrollment counselors dedicated to the public health program. She's really a terrific resource as you navigate and begin researching public health programs, and would be your go-to point of contact throughout the admissions process should you decide to apply. Lastly, we've included a brief testimonial for one of our NPH alumni here, and just really want to thank you for your time and hope to see some of you and field additional questions that you might have in our breakout rooms. And at this time, I'll stop sharing my screen and can turn it back over to ASPPH and Tracy.
Great, thank you so much. Those are fantastic presentations. I really appreciate hearing from all of you. Unfortunately, I've heard from BU since we started and they are unable to join us today. So we are going to go ahead and move to a general Q&A portion of our session, and then we'll go into the breakout rooms. So if you are a presenter and you want to turn your camera back on and join me, and for prospective students, if you want to drop questions into the chat, we will take those now. And again, these should be general questions, maybe about the application process overall, about SOFIS, which is commonly used among our members, but not necessarily about specific programs. You can ask those in the breakout rooms. So, let's see. I guess there's a question about payments and whether or not you can pay an installment. I don't know if that's something you all want to. And if you're not speaking, if you could turn off your mute. I will only be taking questions via the chat. Thank you. Does anybody want to touch on payment plans or tuition, things like that?
So I'll chime in. I'm wondering if it's related to the question about accept installment or school for the school fees or payment installment. Generally for the University of Minnesota, at least, there is the option to pay fully upfront and use loans, or a scholarship can apply towards your tuition. In terms of installment payment plans, there are those options available with this school. So they're usually spread out over the course of the semester, and then to opt into a installment plan, there is typically a fee that's associated with that. So I don't know if that's typical for other schools, but that's for the University of Minnesota.
For St. Kate's, you are able to pay in installments. Tuition is billed each term about midway through the term, and you can work out with the student accounts department to pay at that. We do have several scholarships available, but that's something you would apply and be accepted in the program, and then your application is reviewed for any scholarships that you are eligible for. There are multiple, so that's just something that you would review once you were here.
Great. Does anybody take January spring enrollment? If so, could you speak up?
We are fall only, so our application is through SOFIS. The deadline is June 1st for our fall term.
At Northwestern University, our full-time students start in summer. Our part-time students can start in summer, which is mid-June, or fall, which is mid-September.
At University of New England, there are 6 start dates, as noted on our slides. We can certainly tell you more about that in our breakout room.
At University of Maryland, our online programs do have spring admission. So starting in February or at the very end of January. And then the rest of our programs have a fall admission. And we could talk more about any differences in our breakout room.
And Michigan State University has, in addition to the fall admission, we have a spring and summer.
At Minnesota, we in our executive, a few of our executive programs, they have spring starts. Otherwise, everybody else is fall, or all of our other programs are fall. And you're seeing that more of our programs are starting to move to a fall only start date. So you may see in the future, depending on when you're applying, some of those executive programs shifting to a fall start only as well.
I saw a question about scholarships. I'm going to drop into the chat a link to our ASPPH's Financing Your Degree page, which is a scholarship database that is not related to any individual school or program scholarship opportunities, but external scholarships. But if anybody wants to touch on if there's anything special you need to do to apply for scholarships at your program.
I'll say the University of Maryland does not have any scholarships set up right now for MPH or our master's programs. The students do find assistantship positions either in the School of Public Health or elsewhere on campus, which can help fund their tuition.
There's a question about SOFIS. Drop into the chat information about who's eligible. Are you able to mute your phone if you're not under, please? Maybe we can talk briefly about what's an ideal applicant. So I know you all will get more into this for breakout rooms, but on a high level, what are the things that you're really looking for applicants?
I would say UNE, we're looking for a person with a real commitment to public health and working with marginalized communities, as well as the really working on social determinants of health. And the kind of student we're looking for will have that sort of commitment. It's terrific if they have a good GPA, but that's not the only thing we judge people on by any means. We also use a very holistic approach. We'd love to see what kind of professional or volunteer work you've done, what your commitments are through your essay, or an explanation in your essay of why your GPA might be lower than you wish it was. So there is no one ideal candidate except for someone who has a great commitment to public health in all of its myriad ways.
Well said, Deborah. I was just gonna go with that. They really review those essays. They really want to see that professional resume and those personal statements, who you are and what you've been doing and why this is important to you. What is it that you want to do with this degree? What's your vision for this degree? How do you want to help, whether it's local, global, what's your thought process and how can we support you in that? That's really what they want to see.
And I'll just echo what everyone else has said and also say that in your statement of purpose, kind of explain why you want to be a student at University of Maryland School of Public Health. Kind of demonstrate that you've done your research, you know what you'll be getting at University of Maryland, any faculty you're working with, but just kind of talk about why you're a great fit for our school.
I like to tell when I'm speaking with prospective students, I like to tell them that their application is their story. So our admissions counselor, our admissions team is looking at their story. You need to say, like Britt said, why you're interested in our university. Like Deborah said, what do you want to do? What's your commitment to public health? So tell your story. Make sure that it's very clear why and what your interests are and what you plan to do moving forward, because this is like your introduction. This is your introduction. We don't know anything about you as a student. So this is your real introduction to the admissions team. So think of it in that way.
I like that. We're looking for a compelling story of why public health is part of your pathway. And we're looking for a story of why you think it would be a great fit to come to Northwestern and how you'll use this education as a springboard for what you want to do next in your life and your career. We are here to help you and provide the wealth of resources at the university to help you succeed. We don't anticipate we don't require research for applicants. We don't anticipate students will have done research. That's part of why you come here, to get that sort of research experience.
Thank you for pivoting to that. That's the next thing. I'm seeing questions about research experience and publications. And I don't know if y'all want anybody can talk about this maybe at the master's level versus doctoral level, what you might be looking for, if there's a difference.
Certainly there's a difference at the master's level. These are typically more clearly defined products with a more clearly defined deliverable, and that's our culminating experience working with a faculty member. For example, I host PhD students in my NIH-funded data lab, mostly circling on brain hemorrhage, and those students get free rein to do wide, in-depth projects that go over years. Master's level students will typically get a project of a few hundred hours and answer a defined question that leads to other questions or other projects, or are defined as part of an ongoing project and will lead to that person's continued development and progress.
At University of Maryland, we don't expect MPH or master's level to come in with a previous research experience. It's part of your story if you do have it, but it's not expected. For our PhD applicants, it definitely helps to demonstrate that you're ready for a PhD program if you've had that, but it's not required. I'll answer a question that's a prior master's degree for PhD programs at Maryland. Most of our PhD programs do require a master's degree, but there might be some slight differences by program, and so we encourage you to come to our breakout session. We can talk more about that.